Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I will say this again probably, but I've never really uploaded kind of a tips video, and I say in the outro, you know, this is something I've never really done before, and this is all off the top of my head. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the tips. As I'll say, these tips help me a lot, so yeah, I recommend checking them out, having a watch, and yeah, enjoy the video. I'll see you there. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back to another duels video. Today I'm something I've not done yet. I'm going to be doing some PvP tips. Now, just before we get into this, yes. Okay. Let's follow this man's TikTok. Wait. We have followed the man's TikTok. Now we kill him. Or he may kill us. No, I killed him. Okay. There, you got some free advertisement. But anyway, before I follow the man's TikTok, yes, I'm going to be giving some PvP tips. Now, I am by far no god at PvP, nor am I tournament level 157,206. I don't know. But I have some basic tips that I used and really helped me to get to the stage I'm at, and hopefully will continue to help me. So yeah, let's get into it. So, my first tip I could say is, I know this may come across as a bit, you know, kind of like, oh, basic and stuff. But I'd say learn how to increase your CPS, but don't go to the extent where it's all you're doing. Like, you can PvP with, like, a 6 CPS. Like, I'll try it here. I may... Actually, no, I don't think I can. Really trying. So, look, I'm getting a 6 CPS, and I can still kill kids. A high CPS will help, definitely, but a lot you don't have to. So I would recommend learning butterfly clicking, jitter clicking, drag clicking, literally any method that works for you. I would recommend learning, because it can make the difference in a fight. You can use duels to practice, just online clickers, and it is a fairly big help in certain situations. And now, if you want me to make a butterfly clicking guide, I will make one, because I can go into more depth of how to do it and stuff. But, you know, it's up there, I may do it. Now, the next tip I can give is to actually go into controls and lower your sensitivity. Now, I play on a 400 DPI, which is fairly low, but it's quite average nowadays. But lowering your sense can really, really help with your aim. And it especially helps when you're learning new clicking methods, like especially with jitter clicking. When you jitter click, your aim can go all over the place. So I recommend lowering your sense and seeing what you can do. And I don't necessarily... This guy's really laggy. I don't necessarily play on a high or low sensitivity. I think I've just won by... He was very laggy. But yeah, I used it. I'd say it's like an average sensitivity, but it definitely helps. Like, you can go to really low and really high. But I recommend sticking to the lows. It can really help with your aim and your crosshair placement. Because if you didn't know, if you aim for the head in most situations, you get the full free reach, the free block reach. So yeah, tip number 2: lower your sense. Now, my next tip I can give is to, I know it's a bit basic, but just play duels. The more you play duels, the more you'll get used to all your settings, all the tactics, all techniques, and it will give you a good kind of grip of how to PvP. Now, I've seen and I've had a lot of people I've talked to say, you know, I play duels, but I always lose. I always come against these really big sweats. But I think the more sweats you come against, the better you will be. It goes on. Ooh, draw. it goes without saying, practice makes perfect. I find my kind of improvement and mentality goes up when I fight. Better people, because it shows me what I need to improve on. Like right now, he's probably gonna win, but me doing this, yeah, he won, GG. But it shows what I need to do. So there, I could work on my movement and my positioning, and I could have won the fight maybe. So it's having that kind of keep playing and fighting better opponents, and actually leads on to the next tip. Tip number 4: have a good mentality when playing duels or any kind of PvP, because if you have a really good mentality, it can really help. And I'm going to use an example with this. So say if you're doing push-ups, sit-ups or some kind of fitness thing, and you say to yourself, I'm going to do 10 press-ups, it's just a low number. If you say you can do 10 press-ups, yeah, and you do the 10 press-ups or you struggle, fair enough. But then, the next time, even if you don't get them 10, say to yourself, I will do 15 press-ups, I will do 15 press-ups. And saying that you'll get something you may not be able to get, will make you try harder and push harder. And that same mentality comes over to duels. So, say if I'm really trying to improve, maybe when I'm not exactly recording or I'm trying to sweat and stuff, I'll say to myself, I want to get a win streak of 10. And now, as you can see on my right, when we get into a duels, my best is 7. But me saying I want to get to 10, and I know that's not very high, by the way, it's just, I don't really play. Actually, I do play a lot, but it's just, you never know. But just basically, like I said, oh god, he's bowing. And just thinking to yourself, you know, saying, I will get better, because you go into yourself saying, I won't get better, I'm gonna fail, you won't improve at all. The more you think to yourself, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna improve, the better you will improve, and you will become a better player. Now, tip number 5 is I guess it's a bigger tip altogether, is get a good texture pack and even download a PvP client or an FPS client. Trust me, it may sound stupid, but getting a good texture pack that you find attractive helps loads. Oh, he left. Trust me, I recommend it so much. Because, for example, I kind of like the kind of default textures of Minecraft, but I also don't like short swords. Sorry, I don't like long swords, and I prefer short swords. Saying that you will, what am I saying? Using a texture pack that you find attractive helps a ton, and I really recommend it. And FPS client, the more FPS, the smoother your game will feel. Obviously, I have a 144Hz monitor, so my game will be a lot smoother than the common play. This guy's destroying me. Just have to sweat a bit. Oh, GG, I've burned. Oh, he's on 1.5 heart. But trust me, getting an FPS client like Luna, Labby Mod, it helps a ton. Or even going through and Forge and correctly optimizing Forge. Trust me, it helps. It is the world's difference, having that kind of smoother, more kind of better gameplay and better filter game. Now the text tip, I think we're on 6, is record your gameplay and watch it back. And now, if I was doing a tips on Rainbow Six Siege or Valorant, or even Fortnite for God's sake, recording your gameplay, oh nice shot mate, recording your gameplay and looking back and watching and saying, this is what I did wrong, this is how I could improve, similar to the mentality tip. Going through, say there, I'm recording right now, so later when I go to edit it, I can look back and see what I need to do wrong there. I can go back and look and see what I could have done better. So it kind of plays back into that mentality kind of thing, and recording your gameplay and even editing it, like, and making YouTube videos makes the world's difference, because you get to go through, edit the bits and see, and it cuts, when you edit clips, and you have to cut, because I sometimes cut, and majority of the time, I cut some clips where I'm just silent and concentrating, and maybe when a really bad loss, but I normally upload my losses, because where's the fun in not showing them? You cutting it down, and then highlighting the best bits, and maybe even the worst bits, because you do cut around the worst bits, it shows you what you need to do to improve, and yeah, it's just one of the best tips I can say. Look at your recordings and look back, edit them, upload them. Yeah, it's a really good tip, I'd say. Now, tip number 7. I know this one can be quite hard, but finding friends to play with. I really recommend finding friends, especially for Bed Wars and other kind of more competitive games like Skywars. Finding a friend you can sit in a call with or even party chat is really nice to have, because it means, obviously, when you duels tips and stuff, it's very much more kind of on your own, unless you're playing. Oh, I completely lost that man for a second. You're on your own. It's all reliable on you. But having a friend maybe there, even in the background, just talking to friends, it makes the world's difference, because having someone there to push you on, or even just chatting, can make the world's difference, because it just goes back to mentality, because I think mentality is probably one of the most important tips. Even if you're just talking about something random and you're having laughs and you're losing, it makes you not think about the losses, even though I did say think about the losses. But if it's a really bad loss, and maybe, oh god, this guy's shredding me. Can't be losing to Steve. It just makes it such a more fun experience. And for example, even fighting friends in duels makes a world of difference, because it's a bit of a laugh, and you can both think to each other, this is what I need to do, and you can say, oh, you got me down to this heart, oh my god, you almost had me here, and it's this guy is shredding me. Yeah, and it's really fun, especially in Bed Wars. Bed Wars, having a friend to play with is amazing, because you have someone to rely on, and it also means that you can have someone to back you up, and you can be there for them as well, and it can get some really good moments. And it plays into the recording kind of thing, you can go back and see what's happening. Now, tip number 8 is I would say it's not a necessary one, but it's one I really recommend, and it goes back into the kind of clicking, learning a CPS method. Somehow won that one. I would recommend investing in a half-decent mouse. Now, this may sound stupid, and I know not everyone may have the money and the funds to buy a decent mouse, but having a nice, good mouse, and even keyboard at times, makes a really, really big difference, because, especially with the kind of CPS thing, having a mouse that has good clicks and won't break is a really good thing. And you'll see a lot of videos when people talk about like how to just click, they say get a mouse that can double click, or all this light mouses, wireless mouses. But I think forget about all that and make it almost like a secondary kind of thought. Make sure you get a decent mouse that actually can click, has a good sensor, and will last you. I use the Logitech G203. I did used to use the Razer Death Adder, but the button stopped working because I had it for like 5 years. But I used this mouse was like £20, and I know that may seem like a little compared to some mouses, but trust, it works, it clicks, and it does the job. So yeah, definitely invest in a good mouse. Keyboard, I wouldn't say is the biggest thing to invest in. Like, it's not necessary. You're not gonna lose much out. Maybe if you've got like an office keyboard that might be slow, like input delay and stuff. But you don't have to splash out like I did, and I bought a proper, quite expensive. Yeah, I splashed out and bought the Logitech G Pro keyboard, which is quite a high-end mechanical keyboard, but it's not something you need to invest in. It's not the biggest thing. I'd say get a better mouse, and actually a good mouse pad can help as well. It's way better than having something cheap, and it's better having something reliable. I don't know how, I wouldn't say it's a more tip, but a lot of people may say get a better monitor, and I wouldn't say that's, oh god, this man, I'm having to sweat. A good monitor can help, but honestly, a decent 60Hz with decent colour is perfectly fine. Like, you don't have to go all out and get like a 144 or 240. But yeah, it is something, if you have the funds and you don't need, I would recommend, because it's quite nice for other games. yeah, that's that tip. Now, tip number 9, I think. This should be tip number 9. These aren't in the best of orders, but tip number 9 is something I would recommend practicing is practice your rodding. That sounds really bad, but trust me. Practicing your rodding, I'd say I make this tip to practice your rodding and bowing. Is probably the best thing to do. Having that kind of accuracy and kind of being able to use your rod to do it to its peak efficiency is something I highly recommend doing. It can make all the difference. If you're doing, for example, if you're doing what I'm doing, just classic, I wouldn't too much worry about the flint and steel. I wouldn't even worry too much about the bow, but I would definitely give it a go. Maybe practice some bow duels, even bow spleef in the TNT run section. It's quite good practice because it's kind of landing your shots, swaying them shots, and yeah. But practicing your rodding, jumping in the pit can help. Just going around rodding, practice rodding. But I'd say mostly for practicing your rods, just do normal duels. It can make the world's difference in a PvP fight and can also help with like combos and stuff. Now, tip number 10, which I'd say is the final tip, is practice your combos. You know, I know I should maybe have put this further down, but as I said, these are in no random order. Sorry, these are in a random order. But practice your movement and technique is amazing. Being able to W tap, swerve around someone. I'm not the best. I'm still working on mine. But being able to just go around, hit someone in a certain direction, get them in a corner, just being able to strafe around and make use of your surroundings, and also know your surroundings. If you know, for example, quickly, if I show here, if you know someone's above you, you have the advantage because Pythagoras theorem. You know about that if you watch Technoblade's duel video. But being able to hit someone over there and then jump and strafe around them gives you the advantage. It gives them the knockback and can slow them down as well. So movement and technique, I'd say, is tip number 10 and one of the top tips I can give. Anyway, that is my 10 tips for PvP, for beginners in PvP, and win on the last duel. But yeah, they're my 10 tips. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my 10 tips to get better at PvP. I would like to make another one maybe once I got some more tips in mind, because a lot of this was off the head. I only had a basic idea of like 5, but I was able to come up with some. And if you want me to do a butterfly clicking guide, I'll do that, but it may have to be after 100 subs, because that's where I said I'll do the hand cam. But yeah, hope you enjoyed these 10 tips. Leave a like if they did help, and even in the comments, you know, say what your favourite tip was. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.